This is Tourism and Hospitality Learning Hub channel.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving deep into something we all do but maybe don't think much about: flight reservations and ticketing. Whether you're planning a dream vacation or quick business trip, getting your ticket is the first real step. In the past, this was a manual, often tedious process. But thanks to technology, booking a flight is now more flexible and convenient than ever. So what exactly are we talking about? A flight reservation is when you book a seat on a specific flight at a specific time. Think of it as putting a temporary hold on that seat. The air ticket, on the other hand, is the proof of purchase. It's your contract with the airline, containing all your details, flight info, and baggage allowance. These days, you'll almost always get an e-ticket. They're eco-friendly, stored digitally, and you can access them right from your email or a mobile app. Speaking of apps, modern airline apps are game changers. You can book, check in, get real-time flight updates, and even store your boarding pass, all on your phone. Plus, if you're a frequent traveler, loyalty programs let you earn miles or points that you can redeem for upgrades or even free flights. And with travel plans being so uncertain sometimes, many airlines now offer flexible tickets that you can change or refund, giving you peace of mind. Now, let's clarify the difference between a flight reservation and air ticketing, because they aren't the same thing. A flight reservation is the initial step. It's when you temporarily hold a seat while you finalize your plans. Your details are recorded, but you don't always have to pay immediately. This gives you a window to compare different flights, routes, and prices without committing right away. Air ticketing is what happens next. It finalizes your booking after you've made the payment. This is when you receive your actual ticket, which includes all the important details like fare rules, baggage allowance, and your seat assignment. Once the ticket is issued, the airline is officially obligated to provide the service you paid for. So the key difference is this: a reservation holds your spot, while a ticket confirms your purchase and gives you the right to board the plane. The way we buy tickets has changed dramatically over the years. Back in the early 20th century, it was all about paper tickets. You had to go to an airline counter or a travel agent, and everything was done by hand. Then, in the 1950s, things started to go digital with the first computerized reservation systems, or CRS, like the famous Sabre system. This was a huge leap forward, automating the booking process. By the 1970s, we saw the beginnings of electronic ticketing, where ticket information was stored in a computer instead of on a piece of paper. This became widespread in the 80s and 90s, especially as IATA, the International Air Transport Association, set global standards. The real revolution for us, the passengers, came in the 2000s with the rise of online booking platforms and mobile apps. Suddenly, we could book our own flights, compare prices easily, and get real-time updates. Behind the scenes, systems like CRS and Global Distribution Systems, or GDS, have become the backbone connecting airlines and travel agencies worldwide. And looking ahead, emerging technologies like AI and blockchain are set to make ticketing even more personalized, secure, and automated. So what's actually on an air ticket? It's more than just a piece of paper or a file on your phone. It's a legal document. It acts as a contract between you and the airline. It contains your passenger name record, or PNR, which is a unique code for your booking. It also lists your full itinerary, the fare rules, your baggage allowance, and payment information. If your journey involves multiple airlines, the ticket defines each airline's responsibilities. For the airline itself, the ticket is a crucial financial instrument used for tracking revenue and ensuring everything balances out. This brings us to why ticketing is so important for travel management, whether for an individual or a large company. First, it helps organize complex travel itineraries efficiently. It's also a key tool for budgeting and cost management. By booking in advance, you can often find great deals and promotional fares. Ticketing also helps mitigate risks. When there are delays or cancellations, your ticket is your link to real-time updates and rebooking options. From a customer service perspective, modern ticketing gives us incredible convenience and control over our own travel plans through self-service options. For businesses, it ensures compliance with company travel policies and provides detailed records for audits. Now, let's talk about the different types of tickets you can buy. The most common are one-way, round-trip, and multi-city. A one-way ticket is simple. You travel from your origin to your destination. It's great for trips where you're not sure about your return date. A round-trip ticket includes both your outbound and return flights, and it's often cheaper than buying two separate one-way tickets. A multi-city ticket is for more complex journeys with several destinations, letting you fly into one city and out of another. But there are other, more specialized types too. An open ticket gives you flexibility on your travel dates within a certain period. An open-jaw ticket is when you fly into one city, but depart from a different one on your way back. There are also group tickets for discounted fares and consolidator tickets, which are sold by third parties at a reduced rate. Flexible tickets are becoming very popular because they can be refunded or changed with minimal fees. And then you have things like red-eye tickets for overnight flights, which are often cheaper, or companion tickets that offer a discount for a second traveler. With so many options, how do you choose the right ticket? First, think about the purpose of your travel. A business trip might require more flexibility than a planned vacation. This leads to the second point, flexibility. If your plans might change, a refundable or changeable ticket is worth the extra cost. Always check the baggage allowance. Low-cost carriers might have cheap fares but charge a lot for bags, so factor that in. Consider your comfort, especially on long-haul flights. Is economy class fine, or do you want to splurge on business or first class? Of course, cost and budget are huge factors. You need to balance the ticket price with any additional fees. Also, read the refund and cancellation policies carefully before you book. If you're a frequent flyer, you might want to stick with a specific airline or alliance to maximize your loyalty points. And do not forget to compare prices between booking directly on the airline's website versus using a third-party platform. Finally, for peace of mind, consider travel insurance. It can cover you for cancellations, medical emergencies, or lost luggage. So to recap the utility of a ticket, it guarantees your seat, acts as a contract with the airline, and contains all your essential travel information. It clarifies responsibilities on multi-airline journeys and helps airlines manage their revenue. It's a powerful little document. Let's walk through the actual ticketing process. It all starts with a flight search. You might use an airline's website, an online travel agency like Expedia, a meta search engine like Google Flights, or a GDS if you're a travel agent. Once you find the flight you want, you begin the booking process. You'll provide passenger details, and APNR is created to hold your reservation. After you make the payment, your booking is confirmed and the e-ticket is issued. This ticket will have your itinerary, fare rules, and a booking reference number. But remember, the e-ticket itself won't get you on the plane. You still need to check in to get your boarding pass. There are also some behind-the-scenes requirements for issuing tickets. Travel agents who want to issue tickets for major airlines generally need to be accredited by IATA. They also have to comply with local regulations and often join national travel agent associations. It's a regulated industry that requires accurate record keeping and adherence to strict procedures. We've come a long way from manual ticketing, which was paper-based, time-consuming, and prone to errors. Today, automated ticketing through CRS and GDS is the standard. It provides real-time access to flight availability and fares, reduces human error, and gives us amazing flexibility. Automated systems also power those helpful notifications we get about delays, cancellations, and gate changes. This brings us to the heart of modern travel, the electronic ticket. This digital record has completely replaced paper tickets. It allows you to do everything online or on your phone, from booking and check-in to seat selection and getting your boarding pass. It's more convenient, efficient, and secure. E-ticketing also makes complex journeys with multiple airlines much smoother through a process called interlining, where a single e-ticket covers the entire trip. When things go wrong, like with flight delays or cancellations, e-tickets make it much easier for airlines to manage the situation and rebook passengers. And for airlines, these digital records are essential for monitoring ticket sales, validating them, and optimizing revenue. Thanks so much for watching. I hope this detailed look at flight reservations and ticketing was helpful for your future travels. If you found this video useful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next video. Safe travels. Now let's get into air ticketing platforms, passenger behavior, and reservation status. First up, let's talk about where you actually buy your tickets. These are called air ticketing platforms, and they've completely changed the game. Gone are the days of having to call a travel agent for every little thing. Now we have a bunch of options right at our fingertips. The most direct route is using airline websites. When you book directly with an airline like Delta or British Airways, you're getting information straight from the source. This means real-time flight availability, access to their exclusive deals, and often, their most loyal customers get the best perks through frequent flyer programs. Another big plus is customer service. If your flight gets canceled or you need to make a change, dealing directly with the airline is usually much simpler. The only catch? You'll only see flights for that specific airline. That's where online travel agencies or OTAs come in. Think of sites like Expedia, Booking.com, or TravelStart. These platforms are amazing because they pull in flight information from hundreds of airlines, letting you compare prices, schedules, and routes all in one place. You can often find great discounts and bundle your flight with a hotel or car rental for extra savings. The downside? Their change and cancellation policies can be a bit more restrictive, and if something goes wrong, you have to go through the OTA's customer service, which can sometimes be a middleman headache. Now, you might have heard of something called a GDS, or global distribution system. This is the secret weapon for travel agents. Platforms like Amadeus and Sabre are massive networks that connect airlines, hotels, and car rental companies to travel professionals. They're powerful tools for building complex multi-destination trips, especially for corporate travel. But for the average person, they're not really accessible and don't always show the absolute cheapest public fares. Speaking of corporate travel, that's where travel management companies, or TMCs, shine. These are specialized services that handle everything for a business as travel needs, from booking flights and hotels to managing expenses. They provide dedicated support and customized solutions, but as you can imagine, this premium service comes with a price tag, so it's not really for individual travelers. Of course, we live in the age of the smartphone, and mobile booking apps are a lifesaver. Whether it's an airline's own app or one from an OTA, they let you search, book, and manage your trips on the go. You get real-time flight updates, mobile boarding passes, and easy access to your loyalty programs. They're incredibly convenient, though sometimes they might have slightly fewer features than the full desktop website. Finally, we have my personal favorite starting point: meta search engines. Sites like Google Flights, Skyscanner, and Momondo are search giants. They don't sell tickets themselves. Instead, they scan countless airline and OTA websites to give you a comprehensive, unbiased comparison. You can see who has the best price, the shortest layover, or the most convenient route. Once you find the perfect flight, they send you to the airline or OTA site to complete the booking. It is the best way to make sure you're not missing out on a better deal somewhere else. Okay, so you've booked your ticket. Now let's decode some of the lingo you'll encounter. These terms describe passenger behaviors and can seriously affect your travel plans. First, the dreaded no-show. This is when a passenger doesn't show up for their flight without telling the airline. In most cases, if you're a no-show, you'll lose the entire value of your ticket. So always cancel if you know you can't make it. The opposite of this is a go-show. This is when you show up at the airport without a ticket, hoping to get on a flight. It's risky and completely dependent on seat availability, but it can sometimes work out if you're flexible. If a flight is full, you might be put on a wait list. This means you're in a queue, hoping a seat opens up due to a cancellation. It's a game of chance. A similar concept is standby, where you wait at the airport hoping to snag an empty seat on an earlier or later flight. It offers zero certainty, but can be a great option for flexible travelers with a standby ticket. What if your plans change? Cancellation is when you voluntarily void your reservation. Whether you get your money back depends on your ticket type. A cancellation penalty is the fee the airline charges you for doing so. Typically, the cheaper the ticket, the higher the penalty. Rebooking is when you change the date or time of your flight, which also usually comes with a fee and any fare difference. Rerouting is more complex. It's when you change your actual route or destination, which can involve significant fees and fare adjustments. This brings us to a crucial topic: ticketing flexibility. The type of ticket you buy determines how much freedom you have. An open ticket is super flexible. You buy a ticket for a route, but don't specify the travel date. They're usually valid for about a year. A similar option is an open return ticket, where your departure date is fixed, but your return date is flexible within a certain period. For those who anticipate changes, A flexible fare ticket is a great choice. It allows you to change your itinerary with minimal or no fees. A refundable ticket is exactly what it sounds like. You can cancel it and get a full or partial refund. These tickets are more expensive, but they provide priceless peace of mind. On the other end of the spectrum is the non-refundable ticket. This is your standard low-cost fare. If you cancel, you don't get your money back. It's great for saving cash when your plans are set in stone. Let's look at journey types. A one-way ticket is for a single journey without a return flight. Perfect if you're moving or have open-ended travel plans. A round-trip ticket includes your flight there and back, and it's almost always cheaper than buying two separate one-way tickets. A multi-city ticket lets you book a trip with several destinations under a single reservation, like flying from New York to London, then London to Paris, and finally Paris back to New York. If you want to explore a city on your layover, look for a stopover ticket which lets you stay in an intermediate city for more than 24 hours. Finally, let's talk about the secret strategies some travelers use to find cheaper fares. These are often called fare manipulation practices. And a word of caution, while they can save you money, they often violate airline rules and carry risks. Throwaway ticketing is when you buy a round-trip ticket because it's cheaper than a one-way, but you only use the outbound flight and throw away the return leg. The most famous one is hidden city ticketing, also known as skip-lagging. This is when you book a flight with a layover, but your actual destination is the layover city. For example, a flight from New York to Los Angeles might be expensive, but a flight from New York to San Diego with a layover in LA might be cheaper. So you book the San Diego flight and just get off in LA. Airlines really dislike this, and if they catch you, they can cancel your ticket, revoke your frequent flyer miles, or even ban you. Also, you can't check any bags because they'll end up at the final destination. Back-to-back ticketing involves buying two separate round-trip tickets to bypass rules like minimum stay requirements. Split ticketing is when you buy separate tickets for different legs of your journey instead of one continuous ticket, because sometimes the sum of the parts is cheaper than the whole. These techniques can be tempting, but it's crucial to understand the risks. Airlines are cracking down on these practices, and the penalties can be severe. My advice? Stick to legitimate ways of finding good deals, like using meta-search engines, being flexible with your travel dates, and booking in advance. Wow, that was a lot of information. But now you're equipped with the knowledge to navigate the world of air travel like a pro. Understanding these platforms, terms, and ticket types will help you make smarter decisions and find the best value for your next adventure. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next travel tip. Got any questions or your own booking hacks? Drop them in the comments below. Safe travels, and see you in the next one.